Guys, sorry about that. Let's just say it's kind of a hasty production this morning to get into the live stream. So bear with me a moment as I'm just kind of getting everything set up. Good morning, everyone. I'm trying to figure out why on Instagram I'm trying to add some music to this post here. It doesn't seem to have Waka Flocka Flames. Oh, let's do it. But I think that maybe that's not the name of the song. Hang on, bear with me a moment. Yeah, it is. It's okay. It's O with just there we go. But it's just not it's O with just an O and not with the OH. All right. Well, good to know. Hey, what's going on, guys? We'll get started here just a moment. Good morning, good evening, Revan. Good day to you guys wherever you are. Gonna be not only a early live stream this morning. Not entirely certain we'll actually get this kit entirely built. I have about an hour or so, then I gotta run. That's why I wanted to do this live stream now, so that after this, I gotta run and go do something else, then I gotta come back, and then I'm gonna work on the review for you guys. Well, after finishing the actual build, if it's not finished by that point, but it should be. So, as you may have seen from the thumbnail, the Deathscythe Hell Custom is the kit of the day. And let's see. You guys may have seen yesterday, I had the 144 scale kit review, the old 144 scale HG. And it was a fun time, I think, was it not? Interesting that this one is retail, but the Heavy Arms Custom EW and the Sinrock Custom EW are. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of timing. I think this one came out first, and then after that, Bandai started doing more P Bandai stuff, and they're like, we can make the other ones P Bandai, right? Had they kind of started that mindset a bit earlier, this one probably would have been P Bandai too. I don't know, who knows, but let me see here. Okay. I think we're good to go. You may notice here on the desk, I've also got this fuel tank with what appears to be some sort of worm or something on it, some super glue on here, trying to get rid of the seam line on this fuel tank. You may be asking me, what? The fuel tank? What's that for? It's actually for the, let's see, I got it right here. It's actually for this guy. And you may think, wait, you already built and reviewed that kit like years ago. Are you building that kit? Why are you working on it? Are you going to be painting that kit? And I would say, sort of. I'm going to be taking the backpack and all that junk that it's got from this kit and putting that onto, drum roll please, this kit. Yes, the 2.0 RG. So it's just something else that I'm kind of working on. Yesterday I was working on also, like, I'm taking the backpack and all the weapons and everything from the Psycho Zaku, which are the parts that require the most work. There's just seam lines on everything. So I was working on some of the seam line removal yesterday. Let's get into the Deathscythe Hell, because like I said, I don't have a lot of time. I would like to be able to finish it, and these kits are relatively quick. This one in particular, because we don't have, like, it's got a big backpack, but it's not like super parts heavy or anything. It doesn't have like a bunch of weapons, shields, swords. Well, it does have a scythe, but rifles, what I meant to say, gun, all that kind of stuff. So aside from the main body, there's not that much else to build then once you get to that point. So I mean, that's going to cut down on the overall build time a little bit. That, and just these kits aren't, they're not the most parts heavy. I don't want to say they're simple by any means. Like a pretty standard modern MG, but shouldn't be a very long build by any means. I wouldn't think so. We might be able to get this done in our allotted time for this morning. So kit. That should be pretty cool. Yes, I think so too, David. Thank you. I'm glad that you agree. Where's the polycaps? We're going to need those too. And stickers. Yes, we might need that as well. But let's see. Let's cross that bridge later. So, how's everybody doing this morning? Oh, I should probably check to make sure everything else is all good. Like camera's okay, the mic is okay. Yes, you guys can see and hear everything. I'll adjust this light a little bit here. Don't know if it's going to make too much of a difference, but good morning. It's not a Stormbringer FA or PF. No, it certainly is not. Are you going to do a top 10 Gunpla of 2024? I think I just might. I haven't put too much thought into it yet. There's still a couple of kits that I would like to build that I think will certainly be contenders on the list. So I want to see if I can't build those first. One of them being the new Murasame kit and the, what is it called? Caldera? What is it? Anyway, the kind of the last, basically the last, right, of the Seed Freedom kits. The Black Knight Squad kit. So both of those I think look fantastic. So I would like to build those before making my list. And I'm pretty sure, like as far as I can remember, like thinking back, I think every other time when I've done like a list like that, either top 10 best, or it's usually a mix of like best and worst. And I like to throw some P Bandai kits and I like to mix it up a little bit sometimes because Bandai doesn't always give me a lot of options. If I just made it like top 10 Gunpla, I might only have like 9 options kind of thing. So anyway, my list videos like that for like a year recap videos usually don't come out before the end of the year. It's usually after, like into, January of the next year. So, if I were you guys, I would not expect that to be any different this year because, like I said, one of the reasons is I want to make sure to, if I can, build those couple of kits first. Now, there is no rule that in order to, decide what I want to put on the list, I have to have built it, because there's some kits I don't remember offhand, but I'm pretty certain I've done in the past that I've included kits that I didn't actually build yet. Because there's some kits, like I just based on everything that I've seen, everything that I've heard about the kits, I can be pretty certain about the quality of them. I don't need to have built it personally yet to know that it's a good kit. But I do like to have that experience as well whenever possible. So one thing that I find kind of interesting about the cockpit here for this one, I don't remember the other wing MGs having this, although it's from the same runner, so I guess they must have. But like the cockpit reminds me a lot of the Unicorn's cockpit, with it just being like a ball shape. That's just like a core ball shape inside the torso of the Gundam there. This one, although I don't know, it seems sort of different, but I guess it must not be. Okay. It'd be cool to see your top kits in general, non-Bandai included. Yeah, David, I will probably do that, or I'll do like a mix of both. I'll give you like some of like the top Bandai kits, and then I'll say here's some other, non-Bandai or non-Gunpla kits from this year that I really enjoy or really recommend, something along those lines. So yeah, it will probably be a mix, just because you guys know that there's a lot of other things aside from Gunpla that I like to build and I like to advocate for. And so I certainly would like to include some of that stuff. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that goes there. So like some things that like will immediately come to mind, like we have the like the Strike Dog kit that I just recently built on the live stream not too long ago. Another different live stream. What was that for? That was for Black Friday. That is certainly one that I would put on the list, which was a Climax kit. Right? No, was it Plumbex? It's a good small company. Anyway. This is not wanting to fit on there. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Johnny. Relaxing, likes, love, and care for you. Thank you. I always love it, seeing your likes, love, and etc. messages. Appreciate it. Who else we got here? Just trying to say some hellos. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to get through the build pretty quickly, but I will try to check in on the chat there as well. How about the RG build strike? The RG build strike, what about it? Just what do I think about it? The build strike being based on the RG strike, it's not one of the best RGs. It's not bad. The strike RG is not like the most stable, but yeah, again, like it's not bad at all. Some might say that it has early real grade syndrome, but you guys know I'm not a believer in that whole thing. So here's our torso, and the cockpit hatch will open down like that. There you go, for you cockpit hatch enjoyers. Let me zoom in a little bit here for you. You guys can see a bit closer. Yeah, some people will probably say that the RG strike is one of the early real grade syndrome sufferers. I wouldn't say that, but I can understand why some people might say that. Just, yeah, it's not the greatest. The build strike, I think it definitely was an improvement. Definitely improved on some bits, I think, as far as I can recall. It's been a while since I built that kit. But if you guys will recall, I did a pretty cool custom build, if I do say so myself. I was pretty happy with that. The Testament build strike that I made out of that, sort of built it and painted it in the style of the Testament Gundam. It's a pretty cool build. I was happy with that. I often look back on it with fondness and wonder where it is. Like so many of my custom builds of yore, they've gone on to new homes, and I often wonder about what kind of condition they're in. It's probably best if I don't know, because it would probably make me sad, because I'm sure some of them are just like broken or in the box or thrown away or who knows what. So it's probably best that I don't know, but I do wonder and miss them, some of them, but most of them, all of them. I mean, if I could, I would have them all back, but you know, having the money for them was good, and I didn't really need to own the kit. This part is being kind of a pain in the ass. Trying to get this red part here popped into this yellow part right there. It's not wanting to go in, and that's going to be a problem if this face part can't sit on there properly. Let's see if we can't get by the rest of this here. Classic Gundam and Epic Gundam series, yes. Certainly a classic, well loved by many American teenagers from the time. Often thought of with nostalgia. These vent parts are going to be kind of tricky too, huh? It's kind of a tricky head construction here. You got one part that's not really wanting to fit properly, and these vent parts, which like fit but aren't wanting to stay in there. And this whole part for the whole front side of the head here seems, I might put some glue on these parts, because this is gonna be making me lose my cool this morning. A little bit of glue might be just what we need on these parts, and I wonder if it says in the manual to glue them. Not really. But the problem is I'm not ready to put that part on yet. I'm going to put this part here. Then the clear part in. What the? Any thoughts on the new G-Quax Gundam? Well, first of all, we don't know that it's a Gundam. So we don't know that it's not a Gundam, but just going off of, I mean, it is rather unusual for Bandai's sort of lead mobile suit of a new series to not be a Gundam, but nowhere on any of the material or anything, and in particular on the box art, it doesn't say that it's a Gundam. So that's the first thing it's kind of interesting about it. As far as we know at this point, it's not a Gundam. I think probably we will learn at some point probably that it is, but I don't know. Anyway, what are my thoughts about it? I heard someone say it looks AI generated and can't see it. I saw that Mecha Gaikotsu took some heat on Twitter for saying that it looks AI generated. I would not say that. I mean, my first impression was that I wasn't into the design. It's certainly, I mean, in just the short time it's been since the announcement, it's definitely grown on me. I mean, I think it's interesting looking. I don't know as it's going to become my new favorite, Gundam design by any means, but I think it certainly looks interesting. It certainly doesn't look AI generated to me, and I think I would agree with everybody on Twitter that was kind of mad about that. That's kind of a bad take, and who knows if it was even a take done in sincerity or like just to kind of stir the pot, as it were, because that's certainly a possibility as well. But no, I wouldn't say at all that it looks AI generated. No, I would not say that, nor do I think that. And yeah, it's different. And so, like I said in my video the other day, I'm just glad. It doesn't matter what I think about it or not necessarily. I'm glad that Bandai's trying something new and something different, and so I think it's good to. It would be better for us as a community, even though I think the Western English-speaking community is not one that Bandai and Sunrise largely pay much attention to, but as just Gundam fans generally, I think it would be good for us to embrace when Bandai tries something new with Gundam series. Because imagine if they had done something that was like very by the numbers, then you'd have people complaining like, "Oh, this is boring. Bandai keeps doing the same thing. They have no original ideas." So, you're kind of in a lose-lose situation if you're Bandai. So I think that whether you're a fan or not, you should definitely, at the very least, just give it a chance. That part is where? Missing a part. Maybe. No. Just got it in the wrong spot. So yeah, you should give it a chance. I mean, when I first saw the Barbatos, I thought it was awful looking. When I first saw the G-Self, I thought it was awful looking. And both of those designs also have not necessarily grown on me a huge deal. They're still not some of my favorite Gundam designs, but they certainly grew on a lot of people. That's for sure. And became, well, I was going to say, and became wildly successful. In the case of the Barbatos, anyway. The G-Self, not quite as successful, but not for lack of trying, I suppose. Well, at least on Tomino's part, maybe. I do need to keep an eye on the time. I'm still clueless as to what Quux is. Is it classic Gundam? Oh, so in terms of just like, I think what you're asking is like, is it like an anime series or a movie or what? Is that what you're asking? So my understanding is, and it's not based on what I've seen, it's not been terribly clear, but I think that probably it was more clear if you watched like the Japanese like announcement, like live stream or something like that. I think there was a live stream or something that they did, and there's probably a bit. It was probably a bit clearer in that video, but I think it's a. So they're going to be releasing the beginning part. So G-Quack's beginning is going to be released in theaters, and I think what that's going to consist of is basically just like the first handful of episodes edited into like a movie format, and then after that it's going to be showing on television. So like if you go to the theater, you will have already have seen the first few episodes, just edited, you know, maybe a little bit differently, and then it will just continue as like a full series after that. So it probably will be like 26 episodes, and then, you know, if it's successful enough and gets approved for a second season, it'll be like the full, like usually around 50 episodes is what we have for a lot of like the full season, like 2-season Gundam series is kind of the standard. As I understand it, that's what I'm expecting. I could be wrong about that, and just based on just kind of what I've seen, that seems to be the case. So somebody, if you've seen differently in the chat, isn't red is a Japanese preferred choice for lead protagonist in general. G-Quack reminds me of the beginning 30 Gundam. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. This polycap used to go like this. This is the only second polycap we're at so far in this build here in the arm. I think we just had like one in the torso so far. There wasn't one in the head, which is not too unusual for there not to be one in the head. But haven't really seen too much in the way of polycaps so far along the way. We don't have a huge polycap runner. There's a handful on there. It's kind of similar to like what you would expect for like a high grade, just in terms of the amount. So not going to have a ton of polycaps, if that matters to you. Doesn't necessarily to me, but you know, for some people it does. So. There was some pretty bad gate placement on this upper arm part, though. If you look, you might be able to see. It's like, all right, on the front of the upper arm, there was 2 big gates right there, and the seam line right down the middle. Not a seam line, sorry, a mold line. Right, and then on the back side, the same thing, a mold line and 2 gates right there. So we have 4 gates. The good thing is it's a single piece, so there's not going to be any seam line. But with those gates and that mold line there on the front, you're going to have to sand that to get it looking nice. So we can go ahead and do that. I think that's everything but the hand. Got this part here like that. Okay. Hand part. It's just a thumb on a ball joint and swappable fingers here for this one, which I think is standard for all of these kits, as well as the Master Grade Seed kits. All do the same thing. Okay. Oh, and lest we forget, that guy there, of course. Okay. That was easy. Can't believe I got into Gunpla the same year Eva and Gundam became one. Well, it's a good time to be alive, then, as the kids might say. Yes. I mean, aside from some of the mechanical designs looking similar to like what we've, I mean, and I don't even want to say like looking similar, but having some similar elements to what we saw from End of Evangelion, or not End of Evangelion, sorry, Rebuild. I don't think there's going to be really anything else very much similar to Evangelion whatsoever, other than just seeing some similar design elements. Yes, Ano is involved, but I don't think that he's, I mean, if you look at where he's credited, he's certainly not one of the lead writers. And I mean, obviously, people are going to like people on the staff there. I mean, he's very famous guy, so he's obviously going to have some sway. Like when he talks, when he gives his opinion, and when he has something to say about the matter, people are going to listen because of who he is. But at the end of the day, it sounds like, and kind of just based on what I've heard, what I've seen about it, sounds like who's the other writer, the actual head writer and the director are very much in charge, and they're going to be kind of the main driving force, and Anno's just kind of there like to give his ideas. So certainly, I mean, he'll have some influence, no doubt, but I wouldn't expect that it's gonna be anything too similar to like anything from Evangelion. Would not expect that. We're not gonna have anything with like a lot of religious undertones and psychological stuff and all that kind of Evangelion fun stuff. So I build MG Freedom 2.0 clear color, and wow, I started to love clear kit. That's cool. Yeah, clear kits are something that they're not for everybody. They're very much like a kind of like collector's items kind of thing. Some people like the look of them, others not too much. But oh yeah. Yeah, for me, there was a time in the past when I kind of had a bit more appreciation for them personally. I liked them as kind of like collector's things. Now, just because I have such a large collection, I try not to add too much to it. And that would include clear color kits, just because at the end of the day, too, I like to think of my collection in terms of like the modeling possibilities of it. And with clear color kits, there's certainly some cool stuff that you can do with clear kits, but it's not exact. They're not quite like working on a regular model kit in terms of like what you can do with them. Anyway, Anno's just a co-writer. Yes, he's just like a supporting writer, sort of. Midway stretch here. I started building the Supernova Deathscythe yesterday. I like the difference in proportions so far. Yeah, there's certain things that I like about the Supernova kits, and certain things that I don't. I think generally the proportions look pretty good. Some of the added detail I like. Some's kind of a bit much. Just for me personally, I in some cases, and in the case of these kits in particular, sometimes just for my own personal taste, the less is more mantra kind of holds true for the details on these, because I just kind of like the classic look of these kits just as they are. But yeah, if you wanted something that looks like it has a lot more detail and all that, those kits aren't too bad. It's nice they all. I don't know about the Deathscythe one. What else that it comes with? I think it comes with like they usually come with like multiples of their weapons or something like that. There's like some more kind of gimmick built into the weapons rather than just like the straightforward weapons that you would get with the standard MG, like here from Bandai. Like the heavy arms had like more Gatling guns, wasn't it? The Sandrock was one that I did build. The Sandrock, what did it have extra? It just had like the extra blades, but I think pretty much it was pretty similar in terms of like what it came with. Pretty similar to what Bandai's came with as far as I can remember. So that one wasn't too different. What's your favorite lead Gundam MS? Oh, well, well, you know, I gotta show love to the original RX-782. Such a classic design, and always love a good RX-782 kit. It's also such like a versatile design. It's such like a blank slate of a Gundam. It's like a Gundam. What was that? What's that movie or something? It's probably not just like from one particular movie. There's probably other movies that do this where they have like clones or something, and where like the clone. Yeah, like I said, this is like a trope that I'm sure is in like a lot of movies. But the one that I'm thinking of is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So you know how like I don't know if you guys know this because it's a little bit of an older movie. I'm a fan of some of like the older science fiction movies, maybe more than most, but Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and you can take your pick as to which version of the movie you prefer, but the potted people, as it were, right, are like sort of like that. They're like blank slates being how does this go in there? Okay. So just like sort of formless, shapeless, sort of, when they first like come out, and then they kind of take shape. Yeah. The RX-72 is kind of like that. It's kind of like a pod person from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Does that make sense to you guys? Day of the Triffids. Yeah, Day of the Triffids I have seen. I don't know quite as well because I think I've seen it maybe once or twice, and it's been a while, so I don't remember that one as well. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, in particular, the 80s version. I think it's the 80s. I think it's like 88 or 89, something like that. Maybe I think it is the one with Jeff Goldblum and shoot, what's the other? Well, it's got Jeff Goldblum. What's the other main guy? Donald Sutherland and Leonard Nimoy. That's my preferred version of that movie. The old one, like the old one from the 60s, I guess it is, late 50s. That one's good, like classic, but the 80s one, so good. I like that movie a lot. It's got like such great suspense, and the sound design is so good in that movie. I made my wife watch it one time, and I don't think that she appreciated it quite as much as I do, but yeah, she liked it well enough, I guess. I hope. It's an underappreciated movie, I think. Interesting analogy. Yes. Thank you, David. Glad that you agree. Got like a few sub-assemblies here on some parts of like the knee, the ankle armor. We got this one here. The Fly gives me nightmares. The Fly is good. I've only seen that maybe once or twice as well. I should rewatch that again. It's another classic sci-fi Jeff Goldblum movie. It's kind of funny how Jeff Goldblum he's always been like kind of like a goofy guy, and like now he does like a lot of, you know, goofy roles where he's basically kind of playing himself, sort of like a Bill Murray type, right? But yeah, like back in the day, you know, sort of interestingly, he was in a lot of sci-fi stuff, wasn't he? The Fly, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Jurassic Park, of course. So it's kind of funny. I got this part here. which I either forgot somewhere or this is in the wrong spot. I think it might be a backpack part, and for some reason I have it in here with the legs. So I don't think I missed it anywhere. No, it's just in the wrong spot. That's okay. That we can deal with. This knee part, though. Okay. Whoops. There we go. All right. There's our leg. Lawnmower Man. That's one that I actually don't think that I've ever seen. Actually, I know. As much as I'm sure it's one that's like right up my alley in terms of like my movie interests, it's one I don't think that I've seen. Certainly not seen in full, as far as I can remember. If you have a wife or GF, you should watch Your Monster with them. Very cool movie. I don't know that one. I don't think so. Do I? Anyway, how's my wife's treatment? It's good. She finished her radiation treatment, and now it's basically just on to like just kind of like long-term treatment. So there's some different things that she's got to do in terms of like medication and all that that's involved, but so far it's going well. We're lucky in that. Yes. Have you seen the thing about the Campher's cockpit after fighting Alex looks like a still from SpongeBob? I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about, but and I would be like, GPO2, you guys got the Solomon and praise it nonstop. Why would you do that, huh? Yeah, no, I don't. I think that we're not going to get a 2.0 of the GPO2 simply just because it's not like the lead Gundam. And if we were going to get a 2.0 of anything from that series, we would get either the GPO1 or the GPO3 first. I mean, first of all, think about how often we get 2.0 kits. Not very often. And then think about how often we get 2.0 kits of non-lead Gundams like the antagonist mobile suits. Even less often. I mean, how many do we have on that list? We've got like Sharazaku 2 and that might be about it. As far as like 2.0 MGs, is there anything else other than that? I think that's it pretty much. Of any antagonist Gundam. Yes, thank you. You guys. Oh, the camera's down. All right, gotcha. No worries. Just a quick battery change, and we'll be back in business here. Bear with me a moment. All right. Yeah, I should get a better capture card. I think it's just because like the capture. I don't know if it's anything that maybe I can fix it in some way. I don't know, but the capture card that I use is like it's like a cheap off-brand one. So maybe there's some setting that I can adjust that will fix that, but it just kind of, if the camera is plugged in, or it could be something to do with the camera, actually, I don't know whether it's the capture card or the camera, somewhere in between. When the camera is plugged into the capture card, it can't also be plugged into a power source, because then like the camera thinks that it's plugged into like a mass storage device. I don't know. So it's weird. Doesn't work. So that's why I have to just rely on batteries and It's only slightly annoying. Easy enough, though, anyway. We're getting there done. And speaking of which, if you guys missed the live stream yesterday, the interview with Goblin Teeth with Nick, please go check that out. We looked at some really cool works from him and talked about like what we're expecting for the Pokepala contest, etc., etc. Check out that interview with Nick. And then as a reminder, our other guest judge for the Pokepala contest is Pixeli, and she's going to be on for an interview Thursday morning. So like at this time tomorrow, actually. So yes, come back in 24 hours for that interview. Yes. Bandai, I think RG is the new MG and MG is the new PG. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know about that. I think Bandai just, wants to make as much profit as they can, and HGs are, and RGs to a degree, but can be like a slightly different case. But HGs in particular, the reason why we get so many HGs and compared to other lines, they're cheaper to produce. Less parts, less plastic, less space. Their boxes are just smaller generally, and so in that case, cheaper to move, cheaper to transport, cheaper to transport more of them. If you can transport 15,000 in a container versus 10,000 in a container if it were an MG, it's more gross profit, which unfortunately Bandai is a large corporation at the end of the day, and profits where their main motivation is going to be. Although it would be nice to think of Bandai as a kind of by the modelers for the modelers sort of company, with our interests as a Gunpla community in mind. It's not really so much the case, but I will just tell you guys, if you are, interested in supporting a company that is at least a little bit more sort of like by the modelers for the modelers type of situation, that's why you guys should check out some more Kotobukiya kits. And others like Wave in particular, Max Factory as well. Like Wave and Max Factory are really small companies, even though they may seem like, a couple of the biggest companies. The Max Factory, being a part of Good Smile Company and all that, you might think that they're pretty big. It's also a pretty small, like relatively small operation there, which you can actually see. So there's some pretty cool videos online where you can kind of see like a look inside the Max Factory and Good Smile Company, stuff like that. Pretty cool to see. And Kotobukiya is not too much bigger than that. I don't know if I ever have seen a video like going into like their organization, but yeah, it's not a huge company. Bandai might lose FromSoft to Sony, so they'll need all the revenue streams. Yeah. There you go. All right, we got the legs done. I got a jet in about 15 minutes. I think we might actually get this kit all built in that time. Just got the skirt armor here and then the backpack. That's going to be easy peasy. There is a clear part here for the front. I'm going to go ahead and put that on. I wasn't sure if I was going to or not, but I think it is one that we can do with that. So, a lot of times I don't like to put on the clear parts if it's going to be, very difficult or impossible to get it out again later, which can be the case sometimes. But this is not one of those situations, so we can go ahead and put this clear part in here in the crotch. It's like a window into the crotch here. There is also a sticker for this part. We'll go ahead and throw that on there too. And are strictly publishers for FromSoft outside Japan. Yes. I was just about to say that. So there's that. Oh no. Backwards. Your head, sir. It's backwards. Okay, there we go. That was easy. Not going to have too much, or anything, I should say, in the way of like a hip gimmick there, unfortunately. Kind of plain for that. This one goes here. And then skirt armor always kind of trips me up, thinking that I'm going to put the wrong piece on here or something, so trying to make sure I don't. Oh, and now that I remember, I think someone was saying something at the recent build day here on Small Business Saturday, you know, right after Black Friday. We're having a build day here, and someone was saying to me how I should be careful with the skirt, back skirt or something with this kit. No, I don't remember. Dang, I should have paid more attention. But I don't know. Hopefully it won't be a big problem. Right now it's kind of okay. Oh. This makes me want to start my MG Tallgeese Flugel. That's a fun kit too. You should. I can't get this ball joint in there. There we go. Why don't we just go ahead and pop that onto there too. Go ahead and pop that beanie off. Like that. Uh-oh. No, I forgot. A couple of things, actually. Forgot the little light gray part on the front of the skirt. So yeah, after this, I'm gonna work on the review for this guy for you, and that's probably gonna be it for today. But good news on my old to gold Zaku cannon is I'm almost done with the build of that and ready to start painting. So my goal is to hopefully finish the build this week and then paint it next week. So that's done by the end of the year. The week of Christmas, I'll be off. I will not be around. So yeah, I'll be going to visit my parents. Ooh, okay. That's where those parts go for the side skirts. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. Okay, I didn't. Okay, good. I'll be, yes, off to visit my parents for the holidays. There we go. There we go, slapping the base. And got just a couple of parts here left. The scythe, I did not remove the nubs on here yet. Let's do that real quick. A little shoop, shoop, whoop, and boop. We'll set that there for a second. This was my first Gunpla kit. How nostalgic. Really? Your first Gunpla kit ever was an MG? How did you ever survive? Yes, one of the simpler MGs for sure. One that I'm sure, just due to its popularity, in particular here in the West, I'm sure it was a lot of people's first kit. Maybe, well, maybe not a lot, but certainly a few people, I can imagine this would have been their first kit. And it's kind of good that it's not necessarily like an easy kit, I wouldn't say, but not a very complex kit whatsoever. Certainly manageable, even as your first kit. PC 11. Now the only danger now is if this wing construction gets a little complicated, which I'm kind of worried about, but hopefully it won't be. Let's go into that side. We have like a left and a right side. So first order of business is making sure we don't mix up the left and the right side parts. So we got that. We've got this part here, which it's in there like this. Yeah. Woo. Okay. That's odd. Odd construction there for that. Pardon me for a moment, y'all, as I'm just trying to focus, make sure I don't mess anything up here. Make sure I get these parts correct. They are very specific. So that's for that side. I think we got that correctly. Do you have the Glory of the Losers expansion for this kit? No, I do not. Which we were just talking about that again at the build day recently. We were talking about that because I was starting to cut out the parts for this kit at the build day while we were there. That's why it was kind of on the topic. But yeah, we were talking about that, and I think the only thing that's included in that expansion set's basically just like the two, like the scissor sets, basically from like the regular MG Deathscythe, which is like the shield. You get like two of those, which attach onto like the side skirts of this Gundam, right? Pretty much, that's the deal with that kit. Shoot. That doesn't look right. Hang on. Is it not right? Man, what the hell? Oh, that's not right. Okay. There we go. It's a minor slip up there. Got all the wing kits, all the wing parts over here, because obviously they wouldn't fit in my box. And all right, so let's see. This part fits on here like so, right? See if I can pull this off without messing it up. Okay, so far so good, I think. As long as I don't miss anything. Also try not to do that. Wouldn't be good. Hey, I got it. I think the wings can fold in, so it won't take up that much space. That's nice. I just have to put on like 50 hours in this week so I can relax until the 6th. Well, yeah, I mean, I would rather do that, Dave, if I was in your shoes. I think that's probably the better way to go. I mean, rather, put in a lot of hours so that you can actually like relax for a while, rather than like, work a little, relax a little, work a little, relax a little. That's not very fun. We actually weren't originally planning on going to my parents for the holidays. They were supposed to be coming here, but we had a change of plans. Kind of unfortunately, not that I'm not mad about having to go there by any means. We're looking forward to it, and actually, I think it's probably better that we go there, just because hopefully we might see some snow, because they live up there in Illinois, and we're certainly not going to get any snow here. But it would be fun for my kids in particular if we could see some snow while we're there. So hopefully we will. And just making sure, I think this is the right part. Just want to make sure I don't mess anything up here. But yeah, we're planning on my parents coming here for the holidays, but instead we're going there. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Last time we were there visiting my parents over the summer. We were there for a couple weeks, and it was nice, but I didn't exactly relax. So I kept trying to do other stuff, and just not really relaxing that much. But this time I think I am going to just try to chill and just spend time with the fam, and just try not to do too much else other than that. That's the goal, and that would be good for everyone involved. All right, pretty cool wing there. Let's do this other wing. Zach, do you have any tips for upcoming Zaku Argenti content creators? What's that? I don't even know what that is. Oh, I gotta go. Hurry up. This one here, bend that back. This one here goes here like that. Okay, close this up. There's only a couple parts left. I think we'll be all right. Where I have to go this morning. Oh, of course, the camera would just like randomly die. That battery can't be dead already. I've just put that battery in. That's weird. Camera would do that. Where I need to go this morning is the most fun place you want to go on a Tuesday morning. That is, of course, none other than the good old DMV. Yes. Always fun and exciting times when you have to go to the DMV. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Almost forgot about my appointment. I do have an appointment, so hopefully, here's our wings up. Let me number one, zoom out a little bit. number 2. Focus a bit here for you guys so you can see that as we're just about done here. Go ahead and plug these on. Yeah, there we go. Wow. And for the scythe, this one's gonna go here. This part on top. Just like that, that's all. And then this part here on the bottom, okay. And enter there. Bing, bang, bong, you're fired, Ed. There you go. There's the Deathscythe Hell Custom completed in just about an hour. There you go. There you have it, guys. So a quick live build here for this guy. I'm going to work on the review later today after I get back from my trip to the DMV. Wish me good luck on that. Hopefully it won't take very long. I'll be back. I'll work on that review. Get that posted for you guys later. Have a good day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the interview with Pixelly. Tune back in tomorrow this time here on the channel. We'll be talking to her about everything Gunpla related, Japan related, Pokeplot contest related. So check that out. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out a little bit this morning. We'll see you again soon. Later. Bye, guys.